Hi,
Hello,
Gali.
hello. Hi,
Hi.
hi. Hello, Azad. Welcome to the live.
Hi, Gary.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Very
having me.
glad. Yeah, very glad to have you there. We've swapped positions.
Yeah.
And
In the
it's
US,
very good.
Florida?
Say it again. What's that, Abba? What did you say, Abba?
I said you are in Florida, yes?
Oh, yes, I'm in Florida. I made it to Florida, and it's great here. By the way, I see you guys well and hear you well. If everyone that's on can just find their way to the
Yeah.
chat, tell us that they are here, and
Yes, I
you
see
can
a
see us
Facebook
and hear
user.
us
Hi,
well.
everyone. And Poonam is here, and another Facebook user. So the Facebook
Fantastic.
users can actually get, let me see how to
Okay,
show
great.
your name.
Mariah
Here we
and
go.
Anna, hi, both said they can hear us well. And yeah, for Facebook users, just put that in once, this link that we put on the screen. You do that once, and then forever we can see your name.
Yeah, and the
It's
link
quite an
is
easy fix.
chat.restream.io/FB, Facebook.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so let's dig in and let's kind of get into the background of why this topic is here, who is Azaad, the whole connection, and I'll make a quick intro. Basically, Azaad is a friend, and also we met through him being our barber. So he's the reason that we both look so pretty. And and what happened was a couple of times now, Azaad and I were chatting, while I was getting a haircut, and Azaad was talking to me about narcissist experience with a person that was a narcissist. And first of all, I asked him what it was, and he explained it to me. And then I said, well, what do you do about a narcissist? And he said, run for the hills. That's what you do. You run when you find a narcissist, you run. And I was like, okay, got you. And then I said, well, is there any way to fix it? And he's like, well, not really, but it can be fixed, but it takes about 12 to 15 years of very specific training and specialized healing. And so I said, wow, that seems like a very long time. And that doesn't add up to me that doesn't sound right. Yeah. Because if it takes a long time, the person doesn't know what they're doing. Anyway, we got into a whole discussion. And I said, you know what the best thing is? You need to come be a guest on the live. And he agreed. And that's why we're here today. So what I'm thinking is, Azaad, you'll give us a 1 or 2 minute background on your understanding of narcissism, your viewpoint, and then the conversation will go, and I'll let you guys take it away and chime in occasionally.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for having me. It is an absolute honor and a pleasure for me to be here. It is my first live podcast, and I'm over the moon. Thank you so
Our
much.
pleasure as well.
Yes, it's very nice to have you here.
Thank you
for
Thank
coming.
you. It was amazing.
Yeah, and he came all the way to the studio, so to the office. Yes.
Yeah, it's
I couldn't
amazing.
even decide. Okay. All right, so let's get straight down to it. So let's ask the first question, which is, what is narcissism? So narcissism is an excessive interest in or admiration of oneself and physical appearance. According to psychology, the psychological understanding of narcissism is selfishness involving a sense of entitlement and a need for admiration as a characteristic personality type. So, yeah.
Let's
And
start with that.
okay, let's start with
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Go for it, Gali. Go for it.
I was going to say, what was in a nutshell, what kind of was your experience with this person that you identified as a narcissist? What's the problem that you wanted to solve?
So, after learning about this one person that I've experienced this with, it made me unlock a whole lot of other memories in the past. And I remembered running into many other narcissists based on the research that I've done after being in entanglement with the narcissist, the last person. So, in a nutshell, what I would like to say is that a narcissist takes you through three phases: the idealization phase, the devaluation phase, and the discard. A narcissist is someone who's very self centered, who lacks empathy, and only cares about themselves.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
Got it. Okay, great. So Abba, you wanted to start with the first part, the
Yeah, let's
definition
take
of
the definition. Can you read the definition again?
So the definition of a narcissist is an excessive interest.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Excessive, how much is excessive? 7, 70, 77. How do I know when it become excessive?
Good question. I think when it becomes excessive, it's something that
Who define when it's excessive?
when people see it as being over the
Who
top
is people?
or intolerable.
Who is people?
The
The,
people
the
around,
duck or the hunter?
family members, intimate partners, colleagues.
So, but
everyone
so if 7 people say that something that someone is stupid, then he's stupid. If I take any genius, this is a genius guy, and I take all his family members, probably his mom would say yes, he's very clever. His dad probably would say, I don't know. His sister would hate him, and his brother will not understand him.
Okay.
So if I take what they say, he will be a stupid guy, as in average.
No.
Because no, for sure. Every
Yeah.
genius was shot. Every genius was fought.
Yeah.
So if we take the opinion of the majority, the opinion of the majority is always wrong.
Okay.
Genius come by unique people that fight the opinion of the majority.
Okay.
So every genius had to fight his way through because all the stupid people, the majority, didn't understand him. So when is it become excessive? When 7 people say 77, 21, 76? Why do I say that? Because when someone what's the difference between a scientific fact, like for example, if I look at a disease, we don't say there is an excessive white blood cells.
Okay.
There's a count, and if it goes above 20, you're out of the range and you will get sick,
Okay.
but not excessive.
Okay.
Yes? So excessive is just a method to say, I actually don't know.
Okay.
So
There's
that's
no
the
number.
first thing.
Okay.
It's not scientific. It's just excessive. She is my wife now. I cheated her, and I now need to make her wrong. So she is a narcissist because she has an excessive. Yeah. Oh, someone just wrote a book.
Yeah. Do you want me to read it, or should we
Read-
get to
read
it soon? Huh?
Yeah, read it and give me a summary. So okay. So do you see the problem? Yes.
Yeah.
So excessive mean a lot, but a lot
Okay.
in whose view? Let's continue with the definition.
So this is just by the Google definition.
Yeah, of course, God Google. Don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
So an excessive interest in or admiration of oneself and physical appearance.
Okay, good. So if I like myself, it's bad.
No.
I like myself a lot. If I like myself a lot, it's not good, or it's good.
It's not good, but it can be bad if it's to the detriment of others. If it's to the
How
inconvenience of others.
how can it be to the inconvenience of others? If I'm caused, so first of all, we need to look at that. Every person can be either cause or an effect.
Okay.
Yes. If you're cause, it means that you are powerful, smart, clever, successful. And then when you're cause, you generally think, I can handle anything.
Okay.
If you're an effect, you sit around and you become a radar to explain to me how you did something bad to me because I'm useless. So useless people will say, well, look, he's too rich, or he's too successful, or he's too beautiful. No, become rich, become successful, and you'll stop crying. You understand?
Yeah.
So actually, if I'm looking at this definition, the more we look at the definition, when we're breaking it down,
Yeah.
it's actually telling me nothing.
Yeah.
Because if someone have a lot of interest in himself, I'll say, well done for you. And I would suggest to him to allow everyone else to have at least as much interest in themselves. But if I have a lot of interest in myself, I'm not narcissist. Now, for example, if I'm now going to take a knife and put it in your body,
Yeah.
I promise you'll have a lot of interest in yourself.
Yeah.
Are you becoming narcissist?
No.
So where's the line? If the line is not defined, then we know we're talking about nonsense.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's the difference between? And I saw that you were talking about the BSM. Yes.
DSM,
Or the DSM,
The DSM,
the
the
DSM,
DSM,
yes,
yeah.
the DSM, DSM, the DSM. Do you know
Diagnostics and Statistics
how
Manual.
does this
Yes.
go into this book, the Diagnostics and Statistics Manual? So this is the DSM. Basically, every time that there is any kind of a mental so-called disorder, what basically happened, and I'm telling you something here that you probably will not believe me. Go online, you'll find it.
Yeah.
It goes like that. Every 2 years, key psychiatrists get together and they're bringing up an observation that they had.
Okay.
And they say, well, this guy, we have a new thing that's called ADHD. And they say the manifestation is this and this and that. And they have a vote. And if they have majority, it goes into the DSM. There's no blood test.
Okay.
There's no any test that can show that someone is narcissist or have ADHD or have or is bipolar or triple polar or anything. Yes. So the fact that someone say that there is something is beautiful, and if he wants to believe in it, it's fine. But that's a matter of belief, because now we're going into religion and into believing.
Yeah.
But if you want to talk scientific thing, before someone show me some kind of a measurable thing that I can say, okay, this is measurable, then we're talking with opinions.
Okay.
And opinions, just an opinion. And the lower the intelligence, the stronger the opinion.
Okay.
I will say that sorry, go on.
Smart people don't have opinion. Smart people are willing to look at all viewpoints, and then they look at the results, at the measurements, and they say, okay, fine. How do you know if you know about a disease or about a machine or about a motor or about anything? Can you fix it? If I take your car and I put it into a mechanics, and the mechanics will say, 12 to 15 years before I can fix it, and I'm not sure that I can, depending if the car wants to be fixed. What would you say about this mechanic?
He doesn't know what he's doing.
He's useless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I go to so-called doctor or psychiatrist, and he said, well, this guy is narcissist. It takes 12 to 15 years to fix him. It's very hard, and it depends if he wants. What do you say about this guy?
So if the doctor says that it's going to take 12 years.
12
years.
Yeah, 12 to 15 years, and I'm not sure, depending if he wants. And I don't know. I think he's narcissist. But if you go to another doctor, another psychiatrist, he'll give you a different diagnostic.
That's the question that I ask myself.
So
I
it's
don't
nonsense.
know.
It's nonsense. There's no such things. So what happened right now is the following. The general population,
Okay.
It goes like that. It's hard to confront, but it goes like that. I have a relationship with you. I do something against you. Now, because I don't want to admit that I did something against you, or that I didn't take responsibility, or I didn't do like I was not cause.
Yeah.
I see that I'm not okay. Yes. So me and you started a relationship. We're friends, and then I've done something bad. Now I cannot. I don't want to be wrong.
Okay.
So what I do, I will start to find fault with you. But at the beginning, I'll say you're not talking nice, and after that, I'll say you're a bad person, and after that, I'll say you're not tall enough, you're not smart enough, you're not this enough. And then one day, I hit Google, and I say narcissism, and it gives me enough words that somehow I can blame you.
Okay.
And I say you're a narcissist. Now I have a word for you. I can put a label on your head. And I feel so great because now I leave you, not because of what I've done, but because you are a narcissist. The truth is, and that will be very hard to accept, if people don't like you, they've done something against you. If people leave you, they've done something against you. Otherwise, they will handle it.
Okay.
People leave you because of sin they committed. They commit a sin, and they don't know how to fix it, so they try to make you wrong.
Okay.
So you feel you are wrong in their eyes, and they feel right, but they continue to make the sin.
Okay.
So they make you wrong, and they continue to make the sin. And because people are basically good, at one point they say, I know that I'm good, and I know that I'm hurting this guy, so I will find an excuse to leave him. He's a narcissist. Thank you very much. I have an answer for everything. He's a narcissist. And I don't even have to understand the definition. Excess, yes, it's excess. You understand?
What I was going to add is I found it interesting that only about a year. By the way, somebody was saying that there's a bit of an echo when I talk, so I don't know if there's a way to just. I was going to say that about a year or two ago was when I first started hearing that there's such a thing as a narcissist, and the more I heard about it, the more it became that everybody is a narcissist. It's this new thing that's like prevalent now, that everybody's a narcissist. But yet what I think is your point here is there's no way to actually define clearly. It's just based on opinion. I could label Azaad a narcissist because I think I saw Azaad looking in the mirror a little too long at how good he looks after his latest haircut. So that's he's a narcissist. Because it was excessive in my eyes. So I could label you. Boom, you're a narcissist now too. And so
the point is like that. If someone gives me something and it doesn't improve the situation, that thing is nonsense. So the fact that I say now he's the narcissist, did I actually improve the situation?
No, you didn't improve the situation.
Did I make it worse?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, why? Because now I don't take responsibility because he's a narcissist. The narcissism is responsible for your condition. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it doesn't solve the problem.
You understand? Yeah. So it's really a very, it's an excuse with a degree.
Okay.
It's excuse that backed up by some kind of a degree, some kind of a psychologist or psychiatrist or psychopath or whatever, same thing. So
I mean, one of the things.
So,
sorry, go ahead, Azaad.
So basically, I mean, when a person at the gym looks at himself excessively for about 5 minutes, to the inconvenience of others, and
what does it mean, the inconvenience of others?
So, like, if he's taking up the space the whole time, and other people want to come in.
So if let's say someone would come to me and take the space the whole time, what do you think? And I would say, "Oh, it's narcissist. It's inconvenient. I will take him and I will move him and I will show him that this is not a problem." If I'm useless, if I'm an ant, then I will sit down and I will say he's a narcissist. But if I'm a person that not afraid of his own shadow, he's standing too much in front of the mirror. So first of all, probably he looks good, and I'll tell him, "Look, you look amazing."
Yeah.
But the mirror already broken, so move.
Okay.
And I'll explain to him nicely that he will move. Do you think he will not move if I'll come to him?
Move.
Of course, because I'm not useless.
Okay.
So I will come to him. He will move. Do you think that someone can come to me and tell me you are doing something excessively or not? I will get in communication. I will understand what's going on, and I will handle it. Useless people will say, "Oh, he's a narcissist," and sit in the hall. No, I will not sit in my hall. I will stand up. I'm not an ant. I would stand up, and if I need to move him, I'll move him. He's not a narcissist. He's just not in present time. He's just stuck. He's just stuck, like it's happened to many people.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't say that's, no, what I was saying is that you cannot diagnose a person a narcissist just by him standing in front of a mirror and and looking at himself.
So how do you diagnose him? Do you have any test?
So personally, I can't diagnose because I'm not a psychologist.
No, but let's say that take the best psychologist in the world. Does he have any blood test?
I wouldn't say a blood test, but he has to meet the criteria.
So
the 9 different traits.
So tell me the one of the.
I'm just going to go through.
Let's see.
Here,
Let's
I
see
actually saved what you posted, Azaad. So, for example, these are the common male narcissistic traits, right? That you had posted in a male, right? And just as what I got when I read it is, it's just so broad that it almost
nonsense. Anyone that I want, I can put. I saw it.
Fall into.
So give me some, Gali.
Yeah. So control issues. You have it. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So this is common male narcissistic traits,
so let's
right?
see.
Okay. So number one, they say it's perfectionism, control issues.
Good. What does it mean, perfectionism?
Is when you try to be the best at something.
So what's wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
So that's making me so what, you want to take something that's wonderful? I want something to be perfect and then I'm bad.
No.
So what from now on I'm going to tell my children, when I have more children, I'll tell them my next child, because they're already perfect, it's too late. But my new child, I would tell him, listen, I don't want you to be perfect because otherwise you're a narcissist.
Okay, but perfectionism to a fault,
What does it mean
you-
to a fault? Explain to me.
where if where you actually become,
Like what?
you are so obsessed over being perfect, where you don't forgive yourself.
You don't forgive yourself.
Yeah.
So how do you know that the person don't forgive himself?
I mean,
How do you know that? How does a psychologist talk to me and tell me that I'm perfectionist to a fault or to have fault?
yeah. Okay, so I don't know about that.
You
I'm just reading
understand,
the symptoms.
but you understand
Okay.
it's nonsense
Okay, so
because
the first one,
perfection
let's
is
rule it out as
yes.
nonsense.
Okay, let's
Okay, that's nonsense. So
Yeah.
the second one is control issues, where they
Let-
like
no-
to control people,
let define the word control. What does control mean?
where they want to take charge of another person's thoughts,
So
actions.
if I'm taking charge of my control, the guy that Rudolph Waldorf, what's the name of the guy in the jail? Waldorf.
Who? In jail?
Madoff.
Oh, Bernie Madoff. Yeah. Oh,
Bernie
the
Madoff
Wall
was
Street
in
guy.
control of his company. Was he in control? He was in charge of his company. Was he in control? Not. He lost a lot of money.
But like in this case, where
So what does it mean, control?
Where the opinions of others don't matter to you.
Once
you're
again, so
supposed to
if
control them.
the opinion of others not happen to me, I have a control issue?
No, it doesn't mean that.
So
you have
what
a
does it
control
mean,
issue.
control? Define for me the word control.
So where you control other people around.
No,
you.
you cannot tell me car is a car.
Okay, yeah,
What is control? You cannot explain to me control by the word control.
Okay, so let's just give an example of
Define, not example.
um,
You see, if you know the definition of the word, you don't need an example.
okay.
Because the dictionary don't give you an example; it gives you the definition. Because the
definition.
dictionary knows the definition.
Yeah.
So if someone said there is a control issue, what does it mean? Control means the ability to start, change, and stop. If I
Okay.
can start a car, change a car, and stop the car, I'm in control of the car.
Okay.
If I can start a thought, change a thought, and stop a thought, I'm in control of the thought. Yes. If I can start my wife, change my wife, and stop my wife, I am a magician.
Okay.
Yes.
So to start, change, or to stop.
And
is to
stop.
control.
Yes.
Okay.
So most of the people have many cycles. They start, change, and didn't stop. So in that case, every single person I know is a narcissist.
Okay.
You understand? So what does it mean, control issue?
Yeah. So the next one would be pathological lying, where they lie
Okay,
all
so
the
how
time.
do you decide that someone lie all the time?
So the thing is,
So you've been with someone all the time and you know he's non-stop lying?
so a person is a liar when he's caught out to be a liar. He may tell me something now. but
Every person that I know lying at least 20 times per day.
Okay.
So when is it becoming pathological? 21?
So I don't know when it becomes pathological.
So what does
but
it mean, pathological liar? You understand? There's no definition. It's nonsense.
It's like excessive. It's like saying excessive.
Exactly. It's
Okay,
nonsense.
So they don't give you a number where
There's
it
no,
passes that.
because it's not scientific. It's a pseudoscience.
Okay.
It's not a science. Science is something measurable. When there is no measurement, when you start to think, I feel like he's ADHD, I feel he's narcissist, you're talking about voodoo. It's better to go and work some kind of a stone and start to pray to the stone. It's better. It's more sensible
I
than
think
coming up with a few things that no one agree on the definition. These guys don't know the definition. The guys that say that, if I take any psychologist, and I've tried, and ask them what's the definition of the word control, they don't know.
Really?
They don't know. They'll give you
I
an
think
example, but they don't know what's the definition of the word control. And when I tell him, so he's a pathological liar. When a person become a pathological liar, who do you know that you can tell exactly how many lies is done per day?
You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know,
Because
no one, because
The lie can be convincing. And you
and
won't know.
and what's it from your viewpoint is a lie. This is his
Yeah.
viewpoint, maybe.
Yeah.
And so who defined what is a lie? And the word fact means just the current
Opinion of the majority.
the current opinion of the majority. And what was a lie 200 years ago today is truth. And the first person that said that there is 8 planets, the church burned him on the stake because it was a lie, because he was a liar. He had excessive lying. So
I
he
think-
was
I
burned
think
on the stake.
something-
So who define what? Because what's the problem? What's the whole thing about science? Science came to remove all of these artificial beliefs. It basically come and say the job of science is to remove superstition, and this is just a superstition in the gist. It's dressed like a science, but it's superstition. It's nonsense. Nonsense.
What I want to say, can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one of what's important to realize for the viewer, and also I think Azaad as well, and yeah, anyone really watching, is the point here is that it's just too broad that it makes it so easy to label any schmo as a narcissist because of your little opinion. So you put these blanket statements that are not with any value or measure, and then you basically anybody has the right to go around and label, but it doesn't solve the problem, and so it gets worse and worse. Somebody here says narcissistic personality
And
disorder.
the word diagnose mean that the word diagnose mean not having an opinion. Imagine there's a doctor that come to you and say, you know, I feel like you have a heart attack. And I feel like you have cancer. I diagnose you with cancer because why? Because I see that you talk a lot. Or because I see that you don't talk for quite a while. I think you have cancer. Or I think that you have bladder issue. Or I think that it's nonsense. Any doctor that will say that they diagnose without measurement is nonsense. So if someone says that lack of empathy, lack from whose viewpoint? How much is lack? 7, 70, 76? It's nonsense.
What about nothing at all? No empathy at all?
Show me how to measure empathy.
I don't know.
So
There's
no measurement. So it's nonsense. Define the word empathy. Never mind how much. Define it.
Feeling what other people feel.
Okay, so
Feeling the emotions of other people.
So let's say that it is that's empathy, feeling the emotion of other people. So you can tell me what I feel.
Able to feel what you feel.
No. So once again, I'm the narcissist. You think that I'm narcissist, and you say you have no empathy, zero.
Okay.
And how do you know that? How do you know how much I feel what other people have?
By your actions.
So my action. So empathy is not then what I feel. It's my action.
But what you feel. Is
No. One second. One second. If empathy, you told me, is what I feel. Now the definition changed. So empathy is something that I feel that causes specific actions. What are the actions?
So let's just say, for example.
But one second, do you understand?
No, I understand what you're saying.
So that's not the definition then.
Yeah. Okay.
And actions. Let's say action. Which actions? And how do I know that this action is correct in this situation? It is nonsense beyond belief. It's just opinion. And like, every person have two things, opinion and one more thing. Yes, nonsense.
Okay.
So somebody here asked, are all labels opinions?
Of course. If it's not measurable, it's opinion. And if it's measurable, then it's becoming a fact. And even a fact, it's the current majority agreement.
Yeah, so if I broke my arm, it's not a label, it's a measurable thing. You can x-ray, you can see it. That's not a label.
I can take a tape measure and see this thing move from here to here. It's broken. I can do an x-ray and I can see it. Can you show me any x-ray, any blood test, any EKG, any MRI, anything that shows narcissism, or that shows a lack of empathy, or that show attention deficit disorder? I'll tell you a story about attention deficit disorder. Okay, so this is a true story. A few years ago, I went to a school in Israel, the worst school in Israel, the worst, and I was planning to do some kind of a plan there to improve the education. So, and the guy, the headmaster, is a friend of the family, and I know him for many years because I was born in that city. So I spoke to him and I said, what's the problem? And he told me, the problem is that the families are in this area are destroyed, and the children have big emotional problem. So okay, that sounds Good. What kind of a problem? They say, well, they have attention deficit disorder. And say, okay, fine, I want to understand attention deficit disorder, which means they cannot put the attention for a long time on something. Yes, they say, he told me they have lack of attention. I said, wonderful. I didn't ask him what is lack. And I said, okay, fine, no problem. Bring me the worst guy. So he brought the worst guy, Ben. And I said, look, we're going to test him. I have a test to check if the guy have attention deficit disorder or not. So I put Ben on my laptop and I had a test. And I told Ben, because I'm going to do a test for you, but in order to, but this test is got to do with speed. So in order to make sure that your fingers are moving fast, I'm going to let you play Tetris for 15 minutes. And within 15 minutes, you learn how to use the keyboard, and then we'll do the test. And they asked the headmaster say yes. And Ben started to play with the Tetris, and I spoke to the headmaster. After about 15 minutes, I called Ben. I said, hey, Ben. And Ben didn't answer me. So I said, tell me, why is he not answering? He said, well, he's concentrated in the game. I said, didn't you say that he has attention deficit disorder?
So the opposite happened.
It's nonsense. It's not. He has a problem to concentrate with the stupid teacher that doesn't know how to teach.
Yeah.
Fix the teacher, and all of a sudden he will be able to concentrate.
Yeah.
It's nonsense. It's nonsense. It's just an excuse not to find the real source of the problem. It's just an excuse not to find the real source of the problem and then give some kind of a drug that will destroy this guy. By the way, whoever every 2 years when they sit and vote for the diseases, the pharmaceutical company that hosts this event get the contracts to develop the drugs for the thing they just voted on.
Yeah.
It's just totally
So-
nonsense. Yeah.
I want to go through a few of the questions here, but Azaad, I had a question. Go ahead, ask what you wanted to ask, and then we'll go through a few of the rapid fire way.
No, it's fine. You can carry on with the questions.
Okay, I love that earlier Bridget said, does Azaad know what he's walking into?
No, I had no idea. I'm here to learn.
I won't.
Yeah.
You didn't warn me.
No, I did to Gal, through Gal. I said to Gal, hey, listen, does he know that I'm going to?
You,
that this
knew,
is
you knew a little. We talked about it, Azad. You said, I'm ready.
I'm going to
wanna...
get wins today, so I'm like, later on, I'm here to learn. That's it.
So a couple of, without going too, because there's so many questions, we'll just kind of rapid fire, yes, no, very simple answers. But the question here is, doesn't it help to use labels sometimes through the right diagnosis?
If someone has a heart attack, and I can see on an EEG that he has a heart attack, yes, I'll put a label. He has a heart attack. If the guy has stage 4 cancer, and I can measure it by doing blood cell count, yeah, wonderful. Put a label. As far as I'm concerned, put it on a neon sign. I don't care. But if I feel that the guy is sick, and if you go to 6 different doctors and everyone feels something else, and what I'm telling you is like that, every psychiatrist will give you a different definition, a different diagnosis. It's nonsense. It's just total nonsense.
How does one measure a mental disorder? Because it's not in their blood.
Because mental, you just got it. If it's not in the blood, why will anyone will take any kind of pills for mental disorder?
Because it's not in the blood.
So how can you take a pill for that? Like
it's in the brain.
One second. The brain has blood in it. So do you think that the problem is in the brain? Do you think that the problem is physical then?
I wouldn't say it's...
What does it mean? What's the word mental mean?
Okay, I don't know the definition of mental.
So, but it's not physical. You know that
mentally
sick mean not physically sick.
Yes, I agree.
So if it's not physically sick, why do you fix the physical thing that's called the brain?
I'm not sure. That's
do you understand? So we don't need to be a doctor. You just need to be able to observe if the problem is with the light here, and the light shine on me, And because now the light's not working and it's not shining on me, and now I'm going to fix this body, it would be stupid.
You need to fix the light.
Okay, that's the mental, that's the spirit. This is the brain. So to fix the brain or the body is level of stupidity beyond stupidity. I don't
So somebody here,
actually giving a compliment when I say it's stupid.
Okay.
but somebody here said recent studies have shown that people with NPD, which is narcissistic personality disorder, have reduced gray matter volume in areas of the brain related to empathy.
Okay, so in that case, first of all, it's nonsense, because I'll show you studies to here and to there. It's nonsense. But let's say that it is. So now it means that the way to diagnose a person like that is not by those definitions, but to see what's happening with this gray matter. But this gray matter gets reduced in many other systems. So how do you know that it's that? It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
Okay, so Mitch here got it quite right. He said, it seems to me the utility of this conversation is in pointing out that psychology isn't scientific, with which I agree, and more so the diagnosis can be harmful and the DSM is highly problematic. Yeah.
It's not problematic, it's a cheating.
Yeah.
It's cheating. It's just cheating. It's just
a way to sell more pharmaceuticals.
How do I know? Because I can show you videos of psychiatrists that says we don't cure anything.
Yeah.
We don't try to cure. So if you don't try to cure, what do? You destroy them.
Yeah.
What do? Why do I need you?
Yeah.
If I'll come to you and I said, look, I come to your business and I'm a business coach and I'm not fixing anything. I'm just telling you what's wrong and make it worse because I'm going to give you some drugs so you'll be high most of the day.
I'm going to get destroyed.
Of course, that's what's happening. If you don't...
Yeah, the higher the use of pharmaceutical drugs, the worse people get.
The big thing is that people think that because someone has a degree, he knows something. No, because someone has a degree, it's only mean that he can sit in his ass long enough in a specific education place, and he can parrot, if he didn't cheat, he can parrot some answers. Now, how do I know that it's true? Because you went to school and you don't remember 5% of what you went to school. So do you think that if you went to university, you do remember? No, it's nonsense. You get a degree for nothing. Now, unfortunately...
So Banu's asking, without using the label narcissist, how can we handle a person who is covert or manipulative or selfish?
You fix yourself and you stop blaming others. You don't fix him, you fix you and everyone else get fixed. Stop finding fault and start taking responsibility. What happened with this narcissism is just taking a whole society and teaching them that they are useless and they find fault. And you are not okay, and you are not okay, and you are not okay, and you are not okay. And actually, it's me that's not okay because I see in others who is me. How do I know it's nonsense? Because this is one person and you take 5 people that looking at that same person and they will have different viewpoint about him. So the problem is not the person, the problem is the observer. So if I go to a person, he become honey and wonderful and willing and he will help me and he will do anything for me. And someone else will say, no, he's narcissist. No, fix yourself and you will stop being narcissist. The problem is never in the other side. And that's the hard bullet to chew. You don't need to fix them. Fix yourself, everything will be okay. So instead of finding faults, improve yourself. Stop crying about how everyone make you an effect. Stop crying how he is bad and he is bad and he is bad and your condition is going down, 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 down. And you'll see that if you start to improve your condition, the magic is that everyone improve around you. You see that the worse the person is, the more critical he is, the more he's very easily going on Facebook and Instagram and find fault and find fault and find fault. And when you ask this guy, tell me, what are you doing? He say, well, I'm a homeless. But he finds fault with you that doing business or whatever, or saying something.
Yeah. It's like taxi driver that say about everything. So
So the answer
Azad,
is like that. If the guy finding fault, he's wrong. The guy that finds fault with others is wrong. It's basically doing that. God will help me to explain how can I blame you at my stupidity? 3 fingers towards me. That's really what it is.
very powerful. Very.
So
So
what about
Azad, go ahead.
What?
A person that's sadistic, that likes to cause people pain? What about murderers? What about
Not a
psychopaths?
pro- not
What
a
about
problem. Not a problem.
serial killers?
So-
They have
so-
narcissistic traits.
No,
So how are we
no,
gonna
no,
fix-
no. You've got a killer. A killer has a statistic. There's a body. Okay. A sadistic person has a statistic, cuts on your body. Okay. So this is something that I can measure. He's done something specific, and I don't need to call him narcissistic because it doesn't solve the problem.
Okay.
He is a killer.
Okay.
To say that he has a narcissistic thing, what does it help? It's like saying, and he has blue eyes. What's the connection? It's nonsense.
So how can so if I'm the victim, or if someone's the victim, and if that person's getting abused by the killer or by the psychopath,
Fix the guy. Do you think that someone can be sadistic toward me?
so fix the victim.
Yeah, fix me. Do you think that someone can be sadistic towards me?
No,
Try
not
to be
because-
sadistic towards me, and before you say, "Hey, you'll be in the grave crying for air." What do you think someone will even think of?
But what if the perpetrator is much bigger and physically stronger than the victim?
So-
Because they
so
always
what?
choose weak victims.
Okay, so I'll tell you a
Victims are
story.
not younger.
A few weeks ago, I was in a dancing, and there was this guy, Russian guy, that has a body of a refrigerator and a head of an oven, and he was maybe 20, 25. I'm 60, and he was big and strong. And he tried for no reason. I did nothing. Basically, I was dancing, and he came and he tried to pick me up. Before he knew, he was on the floor, and my hand was here, and he couldn't breathe. So it's nothing to do with the size or with nothing. It's got to do with me. I will die, but not let him do something for me. I will not cry. I'm not useless.
So we need to fix the weak people of society.
We need to fix people. And you fix them by getting them stop crying. If they stop crying, if the society at large will not say, I'm victim, I'm victim, I'm a victim, no one will victimize them. In an area where no one is a victim, like in an area, you go to a place where everyone is very strong. You go to the Israeli army, and you go to the best unit, and do you think that someone will come and victimize them?
No, they won't.
Before they will talk, they will be cut to 77 pieces. So no one even need to come to them.
But then we don't have a society where every single person, all of the 7 billion people are strong people.
No. We had a society where everyone was strong, where they went to the frontiers and they went to the open and the built countries when there was nothing. Today, you have people that sitting in front of a computer in an air-conditioned room, and they need to click and double-click and say, "Oh, I'm working so hard." No, there is an education that everyone is useless, so everyone become useless. So every other useless people attack them, and they say, "Oh, he's stronger than me." He's not stronger than you. You are useless.
Okay, but what about, let's say, a guy that's 40 years old and he has a lot of muscles and he's big, he's strong, and then he wants to victimize a little child?
It will not happen if the family, in the society, will not agree to that.
But what if you have a society where it's very
Change the
fatherless?
society. Don't
but-
change this guy because
the problem-
because you change this guy, you change him. There will be another 60,000.
Okay, but the problem is now, and you have
Not
a very
a problem.
fatherless
So
society.
not a problem. So if you have a murderer, we're putting him in jail. If you have someone like this, you go to the police and the police take him. But that's not a solve. This is like take a Panado. This is take an Advil.
Exactly.
It doesn't solve the problem.
Damaging the person.
It's not solving anything. The solution is to improve people.
Okay, but
To
you have
stop with this nonsense of everyone is victim.
Okay.
So it's not that he is narcissist. It is I'm useless.
Okay, so the child is useless because the child can't defend themselves against a stronger man.
the
bigger man.
child is useless and his family is useless, and this society has this viewpoint of, oh, he's a narcissist, and because he's a narcissist, everything is okay, and I'm a victim.
I also think
Nonsense.
with a
No.
child,
If the viewpoint will change from I'm a victim to no. For sure, if he's a murderer, if he's doing something, we'll take him out. But generally, we don't accept it. And when the society do not accept, if you go to your mosque, you go to synagogue, Do you think that someone can come in and do something against
No, they
because
won't.
because the group do not exist,
They
do
won't,
not
but-
agree? You
No, they
understand?
won't. But then what if you have a situation where you have a mother that only has 2 daughters? She doesn't have a male protector. Her husband died in battle.
But if the society, if the group,
But we don't have strong
no,
societies.
no, so that's why I'm saying the
Yeah.
problem is not the narcissist. The
Yes.
problem is the solution is not to invent words or labels. The solution is to take the society and improve it.
Okay.
Because it's easy to improve the society. You improve the society by saying, okay, no more being a victim. No more. Yes, if there is 2% that needs help, we'll give them a hand. But the general idea is not, I'm not going to give you food and food and food and food. I'm going to give you a food for a week or 2, but you're going to study how to make food.
But the problem is now, we have a problem now where the society is broken. So what you're saying, it would be a more,
No,
I would
it's-
say
it-
like a 10-year plan or a 20-year.
a change of mind is like that. Boom. If you sit today, you today you're sitting there, you will never say again about someone a narcissist, because you know it's an insult to you. It's an insult to you. It's mean if someone will come to me, and say, I would never say, he's a narcissist. That's why it's happened to me. No, I would say I'm useless. I'm going to improve myself, and this guy, I will fix him too.
Okay, so there's no solution in fixing the perpetrator in terms of, I mean, not just a narcissist, but a criminal in
Of
general.
course, but if it was helping, you'll have less jail, less criminality, less violent, less stupidity. It's not the handling. The handling is not to take someone and put him in jail. It's okay to take it as a panado, as a painkiller, but it's not solving the problem. The source of the problem is to fix the society, the thing that there are narcissists, that there is ADHD, and no. If a person cannot study, fix the teacher. Why the teacher don't teach?
But
Do
also,
you
I
think
think
that someone will come to me and he will not learn?
yeah, but I think that the one thing to say here is you do fix the perpetrator. You do fix the person you've labeled as a narcissist when you realize that you are the person who's caused. When you realize you are strong, not weak. When you're weak, you run for the hills. When you're strong, you handle the person.
Okay.
Yeah. The point is that really the whole viewpoint in society of we are just victims and we're working hard and we're double clicking and it's very hard and we cannot and I'm useless and the more useless you are, the more admiration you get, excessive admiration. The more useless you are, the more you get money from the government. The more useless you are, the more everyone helping you. And when you're successful, everyone attack you. Change the viewpoint of society. And take those people and say, okay, fine, I'll help you, but you need to get off your ass and bring some results. Stop crying.
Okay, let me ask something here.
How
So
do we help? Sorry.
go ahead, Azaad. Go ahead.
How do we help the perpetrator, the criminal, the psychopath? Because they don't have a physical problem; they have a mental problem. And
I don't think. I think that 99% of people don't have that problem. It's us that blaming that have the problem.
Okay.
The problem is not with the guys that we blame. The problem is with the us. Because if I take a person and I don't have this option of saying he's a narcissist, immediately I will improve automatically, and he's not a narcissist. It's just I'm blaming him.
Okay.
So this thing of blaming other people and saying they are narcissists, it doesn't solve the problem. It makes the situation worse. How do we solve it? First of all, every person need to understand that you need to improve yourself. Okay. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing in GP. That's why we're doing what we're doing. That's why I'm doing these lives. That's why I'm teaching people, because we need to improve people. That's number one. And the general message should be for everyone, enough with the crime. More or less at the age of 4 or 5, you need to stop with the crime. Maybe 6. Enough with the crying, enough with being stuck in the past, enough with being useless. This is a group or a society of generally, the more useless you are, the better you are, kind of thing. People cannot hold a job for more than a year. I'm looking for people, and like the average person cannot hold a job more than a year. Like if he hold a job for a year, he's a genius. People are generally just a victim. And I ask them, why do you leave? Why do you leave? Oh, it was very hard. Oh, my boss was not nice to me. And no one said, no, I was not a producer. Because if someone come to me to an average company, 90% of the company, if I'm a super producer, the boss will go and lick your feet just to stay. He will do anything, just stay. So enough with the uselessness. That's basically the message. If the people will, if the education, if the group will not accept the uselessness, the victimizing, if we will stop excessively admiring the useless, everything will be good. And narcissism is just another deterioration where psychiatry and other stupid people come and say, well, now we're giving you a diagnosis. And I'll give you a list. And every single person now read that list and he says, yes, he has a problem with excessive control. You tell me the definition of the word control. Well, I don't know what control means. What do I need to know? So it's like you say, it has an excessive chaka-chuka. Same thing. Nonsense.
Okay. So you say that that narcissistic personality disorder doesn't exist.
Nonsense.
Okay.
Total nonsense. It's like I could come and I said, there's a disorder that called Jalaguba. What is Jalaguba? People that worry a lot, and also people that eat too much, generally after 9, excessive eating after 10, and.
But that's
like
exactly it. It's so
some
broad,
nonsense.
right? It's so broad and so fit all, and it's a word that nobody can define what it means. And when they try to define narcissism, the words within the words they use, they have no idea what it means. Define empathy, define control.
And when they define it, they don't define it. The parroting was something that they heard that they don't understand.
So they label someone with something.
Parrots that's repeating what they hear.
Yeah.
So what about a whole lot of people, let's say 10 people, and you do a case study on 10 people and they all were in abusive relationships, abusive marriages, and there's always common denominators in all of these relationships.
What's the common denominator?
So for example, as I mentioned before, at the beginning, they idealize them, they make them their everything, then they devalue them, and then they discard them.
Now I can tell you that I help a lot of couples and a lot of business partner. There is not one relationship that don't go through this.
Okay.
Idealize you. Oh, she's a blonde. She's so beautiful. Then the next thing that happened, I start to find fault with her, and then I discard her. So every single person that I know is narcissist, but from both sides. Because when I see a husband and wife fighting, if I take the wife's side, he is narcissist. If I take the husband's side, she is narcissist.
Okay.
Did you see any situation where it is like, oh, I idealize him, I'm still idealizing him, but he started to, no, she has at least as big baggage as he has on her. I never found just one side have a massive baggage.
So let's say you take one person and he does this to all different types of people for their whole lives, up until their 50s, up until their 60s. Wouldn't there be something wrong with them?
No.
Wouldn't they need therapy?
No.
So it's okay for him to do that to many people and break hearts and leave a trail of disaster?
No. It's to fix those people that become useless. Because
So all of them are useless and that person's fine.
and he's useless too.
He's also useless.
Of course.
So how do we
because
help him?
We don't need to help him. We need to help them. There's 60 people that get damaged,
Okay.
and they blame one person. If I look at these 60 people, they have another 60,000 times that it happened to them.
Okay. Oh, okay. From previous relationships.
From other relationship. But I didn't find one beaten woman or beaten man that didn't have before that some other kind of beaten relationship, or some kind of she beat someone, or there is always the same trail of thing happening with other people.
Okay.
So it's not because it's got nothing to do with nothing. It's not that he caused 60 people. Yeah, maybe, because if you look at him, but if you look at any one of those 60 people, each one of them had another 6,000 times that it happened to them.
So
is
what
it
you're
him?
saying,
Oh.
what you're
I said. So it's not that he's narcissist, because I didn't see one relationship, and I'm handling lots of relationships, that if I will look from the side, I will not be able to call this guy narcissist. I will be able to call him suppressive. I will be able to call him stupid. I will be able to put him fraud. I will be able to call him whatever. Nonsense. What does it help me that I called him? What does it help that I called him? It's like generally in arguments, when you argue with someone scientifically about facts, everything is okay. And if the guy lose on fact, he start to attack you personally. He will call you
Yes.
narcissist. He will call you this. He will call you that. He will attack you personally.
Yeah.
So when someone calls someone else narcissist, it's just because he failed with the facts. So now we give him I have a name, narcissist. I was so lucky. I just was looking the internet and I found this word and it's excellent for me. Now I have. Before
And
that, he just
anyone
called
can
me.
fit into it too. So basically, you're saying that an abusive man, as an example, or a woman, for example, would never survive in a society of Spartans because Sparta was strong and amazing. An abuser would never live there. So in a society that's strong, when people are able,
Yeah.
there's the others don't survive. So you need to strengthen the
Don't go
society.
there. Just go to a kibbutz in Israel, and it will not happen. Or go to a frontier where someone start a new business or something. It will not happen. Or go to a war area in Ukraine right now. Soldier says, "No, he's narcissist. Oh, it's difficult." No, come on. They're fighting for their life. So only when you live in a society that the government feed you, the government give you, everyone around you say, "Oh, you poor, useless man, I'll give you." No, in this kind of a society, you create useless people. No,
Yeah.
it's total nonsense.
So one more question, sort of on. I know we're running low on time here. It was a long part. Anna earlier was saying this is going to be part 1 of 10. But basically, and by the way, sorry for some of the people we haven't replied to in the comments. But we also, if you listen to this again, you'll see a lot of it was covered. There was a lot of gems in here. But Azaad, you were telling me that there was somebody that you met, a woman, right? And she was eventually started to, at the beginning, would give you lots of love. And then all of a sudden it flipped, wasn't getting back to you, was finding fault with you, was doing these types of things. And forget about the label of a narcissist, because anyone can fall within that label. But somebody's doing these characteristics. I'm asking now, Meir, somebody's first is really nice, and then they flip the script on you. How do you handle a person like that?
So first of all, I'm willing to win and lose with the same level of enthusiasm. So this person, if he's behaving in a way that is not right, I will tell him, look, so I see it's happening and I want to help you. What have you done? And he said, what are you talking about? What have I done? Yeah, so what are you hiding from me? And I ask him only 2 questions. What have you done? What you hide from me? And if he wants to be helped, he will answer and I will help him. And if he doesn't want to be helped, he can I'll find my worst enemy and I'll convince that lady to go to him and I'll give her an Uber as well. But it will not affect me. But it will not affect me because she wants to go and kill children. No, that's not a good example. She wants to go and torment other guys. I'll find which guy I really don't like and I will recommend him highly. I will close her on him.
Okay.
Send her to the competition.
Send her to compete to the competition, yes.
Yeah. So in other words,
it will not affect me because she has a problem, not me. She's not coming back to me.
Yeah, her loss.
Not a loss. It's like, okay, thank you very much for letting me know. Wonderful. You don't want? Not a problem. This, let's say, 9 billion people, 4 billion women more or less, or 5 billion women. What's the problem? Is there a shortage of women? No. Actually, they said there's more women than men. So especially in Cape Town. Not a problem. Thank you very much. Sayonara. So why is it even a problem? I don't understand.
So the first time we spoke about it, Gal, it was like about a few months ago, and we spoke about other people that were in these abusive relationships. And I mentioned that there's some people out there that have taken 5 years to heal, 6 years to heal.
Dramatization, like a big drama.
Yeah, so I just want to know, like, what's the solution there? Because you said that this person
Stop being a victim.
didn't do something right.
Stop being. What do you mean 6 years to? Let's say she left me. What did I have any scout? What does it take 6 years? Why do I need all this drama? She left. End of cycle. Next. Thank you very much. Hello. There is another cycle. If she's so bad, Why do I have a scar? You said that she's narcissist. She's bad. Why do I have a scar? If she's bad, what's the problem? Why do I have a scar? I don't understand. If someone is sick, let's say this guy is sick and he's about to die, yes? Why do I have a scar exactly? He went through an operation. Where's my scars? Why should I have a scar? Why should I hold this thing for 5 years?
But let's say, but if that person, yes, they have the issue, so why does it affect you? But let's say that they didn't physically stab you, but they made fun of you, they belittled you,
They will
and
never
now
make
this
fun of me. The first time that they will try to make fun of me, if I'm not useless, they will be in their place.
Of course,
I
true.
don't know.
Now, so what would be
is-
a tip for somebody who wasn't strong at the beginning, didn't put them in their place? They felt emotional abuse, let's say, and now the average person, it takes years to get over emotional abuse. What would be your
Stop
solution
the
to tell the
lie.
person?
Stop the lie of I have an emotional abuse. Like, come on, fine, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, fine. But after a month more or less, you'll get over it and start producing. Stop sitting and crying. It's just an excuse not to produce, not to be a contributing, valuable person to society. Stop with the excuse, stop with the crying, and move your ass. Start to produce. Go out, find other people, and the next person that it's happened, don't let it happen. When it happens, stop, come to me, and we'll fix that person if it's important for you. And if not, just get very good at telling no. You don't want? Sayonara. You don't behave like that. You don't. A group or a person that agree with small crime will agree to big crimes. So don't agree with the small crime, and you will not have big crime. So it's not the narcissist problem; it's your problem that you agreed with the small crime, and you agreed with another crime, and you agreed with another crime because you were not ethical, because you wanted something from that person that you say he wanted something from you. Otherwise, you wouldn't agree.
Powerful.
So it's a lie. It's a lie. Don't agree to small crimes, you will not experience big crime. Someone will come to me and not talk to me nice. Do you understand that it will not take more than 10 seconds that he will be not breathing?
Yeah.
What does it mean? Do you think that I will allow a lady or a man or a prime minister or God to come and talk to me not nice? No way. Like, what am I, useless?
Amazing, amazing. So in the interest of, first of all, this was great, but Azaad, did you have anything else you wanted to ask, add, question, etc.?
Yeah, no, I mean, by the benefit of all of this, what I do know is that, and of course, listening to what Mr. Meir Ezra had to say here, is that the lesson learned is that whenever we experience any sort of abuse, we need to run, like immediately. Just don't allow it. Don't accept it from the early stages.
Don't run, handle
it.
Yeah.
Don't run away, run into it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like, so if someone will come to me and talk to me not nice, first of all, it will not affect me. Second, I will put him down and I will give him the look. I don't need to do anything. I'll give him the look, and he will become pale. He will die just from the look.
Sure, I would not be that person.
Because, like, why? Because I'm willing to die for my integrity.
Okay.
Instead of blaming other people.
I wish we had a society where more people thought like this, where they're actually willing to give their lives up for their integrity. And we've been societally conditioned to become weak, many of us, and the whole victim mentality. So I think we need more people like this, and you're probably like the top 0 point.
We need more people like you that willing to learn and change their minds. And then don't go and spread nonsense. Instead of that, you say, okay, fine, let's spread something that actually help people. Something that help people is to make them more powerful, more smart, more able. Not to agree that someone, like if my son will come to me and say to me, oh, Daddy, I'm weak. No way. What do you mean I'm weak? No. You the most powerful thing in the universe. You are spirit. A spirit is the most powerful thing in the universe. And the spirit feel that it's weak because it needs to work 20 hours? Like, what happened?
I think people who allow these types of abuses are normally people that are empathetic, that are very soft emotionally. So they actually need to toughen up.
No, those people are that don't have enough problem, so they
Yes.
invite problem to their life, and they
like
cannot
that.
bring pro-survival problem like let's create the next business, let's help more people, let's do something good. So they create problems in a low level. Oh, let's be hurt, let's get hurt.
Let's cry.
Let's cry. Yes, this is kind. It's just the inviting problem because they don't have enough problem. How do I know? Because you take any person that has a big problem. Let's say someone has a big problem with a narcissistic person, and now I shoot him. Do you understand that the narcissistic person become a no problem at that moment? If you have a narcissistic
Meaning,
relationship,
hold on, you meaning, wait, I don't know if that was clear. Let's say that, Azaad, you have a problem with the narcissist, and somebody comes and shoots you in the leg. You are not thinking about the
shoot you,
narcissist.
shoot you with a
Shoot you in
gun.
the leg. You don't worry about the
Do
narcissist
you think
anymore.
what will be in your mind? What will go through your mind? The bullet or the narcissistic person?
The bullet, because I concentrate on the problem.
Of course,
Yeah.
exactly, because it's not really a problem. It's just been solved. It's just
exactly.
been solved. For the next 6 months, it's not a problem. He is not a problem, which means it was not a problem to start with. You just didn't have a big enough problem. The best way to solve a problem is to invent a new, bigger problem.
So, from the benefit of this, I gather that we need more problems, or we're not faced with that many problems. So we live in this blissful life, and then when one problem comes, we focus solely on that one.
Yeah, and then we make it complicated. We give it a name that we don't understand what it is, and we use a lot of words that sounds good and big, excessive. Oh, lack of. Like total nonsense, generality, yes?
Yeah, and it becomes such an easy
Which
excuse.
makes it unsolvable.
Look, I mean, I must say that I've changed my mind a lot after this. This has only been 1 hour. It felt like 5 minutes. It was amazing. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to leave here changed, because I've been dealing with a lot of people, and my job is where I speak to a lot of men. A lot of men are broken. A lot of men even start crying. I mean, I know it's not ideal, but like they tell me their stories and stuff, and I feel for them. And then when having a similar experience, I tap into my empathetic self and feel what they feel. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, I feel you, brother. But I think I should be more hard on people and tell them to man up and tell them not to.
Yeah,
let
like,
that get to them.
okay,
Just-
fine. Let's say someone come to me and says, look, this has happened, da, 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 da. Okay, good. So if you continue to say that you're a victim, will anything improve?
for them.
Yeah, like let's say you come to me and you say, I have a problem. And I say, okay. And what do you do? And you say, well, I'm very sad. If you continue to be sad, things will improve.
No, it won't.
No, good. Do you want to
Yeah.
improve it?
Yeah.
Good. So if sad not going to improve it, why don't we try a different emotion?
Okay. What
What
can
about
we do?
what about anger?
Anger.
Let's start with
Yes.
anger.
Okay.
Let's break something.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now it's better than being sad.
So it's similar to what Gal said. If I'm focusing on the relationship, and if I'm sad about the relationship, and someone shoots me in the foot, I forgot about the relationship because I focus on the foot. So when you focus on the anger, you forget about sadness.
Yeah, it's just you more cause because now you decided. Up to now, they cause you being sad.
Yeah.
Any emotion that you create is better than the emotion that they cause you because you
100%.
created it. Now I decided to be angry.
Okay.
And then if I decide to be angry, very quickly I will realize that, whatever it happened. So I'll become conservative.
Okay.
And very quickly I will realize this, oh my, well, actually, look, there's birds around and I'm healthy and I have a family and okay, so I can be enthusiastic about life. But one thing for sure, if this does not help, why should I continue to do that? Unless if I'm cuckoo, I'm insane, I have a mental disorder. A person that sad and continue to be sad, and he knows that sadness brings disaster, he's mentally ill. He is mentally ill, not the guy that he claimed that he's narcissistic.
100%.
And Azaad, what you need to do is
Sorry.
now you have this, and you can show this to people that talk to you about that. People need to see this. Refer them to this video.
Yeah,
Because
I think this is going to help a lot of survivors of narcissistic abuse over the years. I think if they see this video, they're going to change.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel changed already, to be honest. And I came here to change. I didn't come here to put my viewpoints or say anything or preach anything. I just came to learn. And man, did I get schooled today. I'm so grateful. I'm absolutely grateful. And thank you all guys for
Thank
watching
you.
in and everything.
Thank you. And
It's going to change my life now. When I walk out the store, I'm going to go out as a changed man, 100%. I'm humbled and I'm really grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
thanks for joining us. And
The
for
key thing is
yeah,
instead of researching narcissistic abuse, do a research about how to become cause. Instead
Yeah.
of putting time into ways to convince you that you are a victim, do a research on how to become cause. That will be much
How to
more
become
cause.
cause.
Yes, because people will say like, "Oh, I'll do a research about narcissistic abuse."
Yeah.
Does it help me? No. If I know that he's narcissist, does it help me? No. So maybe I should
But-
do a research on how to become more cause, how to become
cause. What is
stronger.
meant by cause? Explain that just really quickly.
Okay, sorry.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
I was saying, maybe just explain quickly what is meant by how to become more cause. What do you mean?
Yes. It means that you, in any given moment, you can be, there is plus or minus in this universe. You can cause things, bring things about. So create your environment, create your today, create your tomorrow, or you can be the effect of yesterday, the effect of a narcissistic person. You can either be an effect of something or of cause. So if someone says, well, you know, I'm a victim of, I'm an effect. So a guy can be a victim of war and have no hands and no legs and cry all day. And I saw victims of war without hands and without legs that are more powerful, more successful than lots of people that blame other people of being narcissistic.
Okay.
It's just, do you want to be cause or do you want to cry? What do you prefer?
So I think, I mean, after this, you should definitely do some more videos on how to heal from a narcissistic relationship, because you give a totally different viewpoint that I didn't see and I didn't research on the internet in my time that I was, in the time that I researched. It's the complete opposite end of the spectrum, because all of the research that's out on YouTube teaches you literature about all of these things and what goes on and what it does to you. It actually makes you very sad, all of the research.
It tells you
puts
you are an
in a spiral,
effect.
Yeah,
You are an effect, you're an effect, you're an effect, you're a victim, you're a victim, you're a victim,
actually
you're a
does
victim.
actually. It
It will
hurts
take
you.
you many years to recover. No, and I
Yeah.
said, nonsense. I will show you that you are cause, that you are spirit, that you are the most powerful thing in the universe. And on a gradient scale, you can move in a matter of days, weeks, to a point where you realize the hell with the past. Who cares about the past? The past is not past if it didn't pass. It's like the past is in the past, yes? So it's like people looking backward and trying to go forward, and they are wondering why they hit walls. Because you don't look.
Yeah.
Just blaming the person that built the wall.
Yes. Yes. It is. If you stop looking at the past and you look at what's in front of you, you will know where to go. You'll stop crying. Because why they cry? Because they hit walls, but they don't admit they hit walls because they look back.
I mean, I just want to add that a lot of people that have been making these videos on how to heal from narcissism have been doing this for the past 3 or 4 years. And what happens is they are actually stuck in the cycle. They haven't gotten over it. So they keep making these videos all the time to get over it, because, and what they say is that it keeps you in a cycle of torture. And that's what I mentioned yesterday.
Yeah.
And you know what? I actually take back a lot what I said yesterday. And I want to apologize to you for
no problem.
whatever I
No.
said that you didn't
Well
agree
done
with.
for you
So, like,
that
I mean, it's
you
there.
can actually change your mind so fast. It's it's the
No,
biggest.
100%.
It means that
I
you're a
take it back.
genius. It
Yeah.
means that you're a genius, because only geniuses can look at facts and say, yeah, okay, no problem.
No, really. I mean, like, I actually feel like an idiot. Like,
No,
what I spoke about
I'm
yesterday.
telling you, you
So-
are a genius, not an idiot. The opposite. Only a genius can look at the data and say, okay, fine, that's my new viewpoint from now on. And tomorrow I can change it. It's totally okay.
Yeah, correct. So what they do is that they keep you ruminating. They make you remember that, because they make you feel like as if you're a genius for remembering what happened. That you're doing a good thing by noticing all of the abuse that you went through. And as they describe it as when you when you look back at your narcissistic relationship, it's like peeling back layers of an onion, and the more layers you peel off, the more tears you shed. They use this analogy, and when you think about that, you're like, yeah, I remember this, when this person said this, then that. So you remember all the triggers, but it's not making you heal. So this 1 hour session versus 6 months of research, like this 1 hour session just trumped the 6 months of research that I put. Boom, bang,
Amazing.
That's magic.
It's magic, yes. And think about it. For anything that happened, there was two viewpoints.
100%.
When someone tell you, look, only from your viewpoint, you get less than 50% of the truth.
Correct.
So you're dealing with lies. And then you said that they are pathological liars.
Yeah, correct.
You
So
understand?
I could be a pathological.
No, everyone. I told you, everyone is lying. The more you look at the past, the more you make decisions on the past, the worse you get, because you deal with lies. Why lies? Because you look 50% or at least maximum 50% of the truth. Because for any situation, there is at least two viewpoints. If you're Jewish, 50 viewpoint.
Angela asked, when is the next session, please?
Yes,
Yeah,
every Tuesday. Every Tuesday we do different topics that are very relevant and powerful. So every Tuesday.
Gali, I have an idea. Gali, I have an idea. We'll do a series of webinar how to heal from a narcissistic relationship by becoming cause and stop crying.
That's amazing.
And we'll
very
give the
powerful.
tissues. We will not sell tissues. There's no tissues.
Tissues not included in the fine print. We have
Tissues
to
are
write
not
that.
included because you don't need them anymore.
So what I'm going to do basically, and I'm going to end on this. What I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm actually going to pick on the points that I said the day before, and I'm going to basically refute what I said, take back what I said with what I've learned today.
Amazing.
Because I'm afraid that I may have misled people what I said, so I want to rectify what I said. And,
Amazing.
Yeah. So
Well
I
done.
need to do that.
Powerful.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you, everyone that was on. Sorry if we didn't read the messages, all of them, and so forth out loud, or answer every question. But this was really powerful. Thank you, Abba. Thank you, Azaad, for being so brave and amazing and coming on here. And thanks, everyone. That was really great.
Okay, Babala, I love you.
Okay, I love you. Mwah. Bye, guys.